We live in a world where social media, family, work, even everyday life can leave us feeling filtered. But when the mics turn on, the unfiltered truth comes alive. We share stories, real struggles, and real laughs as three women navigating life's messy but beautiful moments together, one conversation at a time. Hi, welcome to another episode of the Chat Life Unfiltered, a Gracepiration podcast. And I'm your host, Grace. Here's where we dive deep into the surface of everyday life, where the realms of intuition speak to us. Today, the veil seems just a little thinner. We're joined by psychic intuitive Stacey Jones, a woman who carries a rare ability to step into the unseen, reading energy, sensing truth, and translating messages that most of us feel, but we can't quite put into words. Her gifts didn't just appear. They awakened, and with them came a deeper purpose. Stacey is known for uncovering the stories hidden in our energy, revealing what our souls are trying to tell us, and guiding people back to their inner knowing. She sees what others overlook and hears what the world tends to silence. In this conversation, we're stepping into her world, where intuition becomes a compass, energy becomes language, and the invisible becomes impossible to ignore. Take a deep breath, open your mind, and join us here as we welcome the extraordinary Stacey Jones. Good evening, ladies. Hi, Stacey. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you for having me. It's so lovely to meet both of you.
Likewise. It's
We're honored. We are honored
as well. I've heard so much about you.
Yeah, so we want to dive right in. There's so much about you we can't wait to hear about. So I want to know how this whole journey began for you.
Okay, so my first experience was when I was 3. And I was in the car with my mother, and it was late at night. So if I was 3, that would have been 1976, 1977. No seatbelts back in the day, no car seats. And I was on my knees looking out the back window. And I was tired because we were leaving a party. And I wanted to sit back into my seat and lean on the door to go to sleep. And I heard a voice say, "Stacey, don't move. Stacey, don't move." But it wasn't my mother who was driving. I just heard this voice say, "Do not move." And then a minute later, my mother goes, "Stace, don't move." And she pulled over because my door was not shut all the way. And so that was weird because I remember being like, I know it wasn't her voice. So there were lots of little moments like that throughout my whole life. But I started to study this after her passing. And that's really when I really, really got into it. But long story short, I grew up Irish Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I went to Catholic college. And my faith in God has always been kind of the driving force. And so whatever this voice was, I knew it was good.
Good. Yeah. I think so too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We talk about that often, how people don't think that these gifts that we have, whether it's healing or psychic abilities, are of God. And we beg to differ. And we will always say it is of God. So I'm glad that you said that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Did your mom have these gifts as well, or anybody else in your family?
So I think my maternal grandmother, who I actually get my faith from her. I mean, she was the one that took me to church, and I had such a connection with her. I think she probably had a lot of stuff. And towards the end of her life, a lot of my family thought she was struggling with dementia. But I think now, looking back on it, that she was seeing and hearing things that other people couldn't see.
Wow, that's interesting.
But she was never afraid. And she was such a good, strong Catholic woman that I just think whatever it was had to be good.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, you would never, ever put those two things together, but in all of our families where we have the gift of intuition, we know we've gotten it from someone, and we've had different things around dementia or Alzheimer's. So that's very interesting. I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it started. That was the beginning. But then I studied it as an adult, and there are places that you can go and learn. And so that's when it really kind of kicked into high gear. And I just studied it with the hopes and that I'd be able to connect with my mother all the time. And so that was the intention, although that's not how it works, but that was the intention. So
what psychic gift do you possess? Are you sentient, clairaudient, or all of the above?
I would say that my whole life I have been more clairsentient, which means clear feeling. I did work for hospice for a long time. I was a hospice social worker. And so that's kind of, the feeling stuff is really what was more loud for me, I guess. But in the last 2 years, so interesting, I've been able to hear spirit more than ever before. And so I sort of hear it as a thought, not as words, but I will get words in readings like dialysis or 9/11 or stuff like that. Things are coming in more in words where before I would feel more and get more pictures, which is clairvoyant, but I would get them in my mind.
Okay.
I'm hearing more than I ever have before. And I don't know why that is and why they're changing things up, but I'm going to kind of go with it. I trust them being my guardian angels or the spirit world or whatever language you want to use. And
that was your first memory of your
yes,
gift
was hearing.
Yeah.
And it kind of went away for a really long time and then came back. So yeah, that's where we are.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
that's
you
pretty
said
cool.
that if you were first enlightened, as a toddler, but then you studied it more so as an adult.
Yes.
What happened, or what was your experience in between as you matured into your adolescent years and teenage years before you started to embrace it and study it?
Such a good question. And so I would say my whole life, without realizing it, I was always talking to someone, even though I don't know who that someone was, probably God, ever since I was young, always having this dialogue in my mind. And throughout my life, I was always moved from bad situations before they happened, almost guided or protected, but not really aware of it until later, realizing like when things happened, like, I had just left a party when there was a big fight, or we had just pulled out of a gas station when there was an accident, and that kind of thing. Always protected. But after my mother's passing, I had an appointment to go to a medium that was actually scheduled before she passed. I actually scheduled it for her and I to go together. And there was a long wait in order to get this appointment. And in that time, she had gotten sick and passed away. And when I went to the session, she came through, which was wild for me because I had never had anything like this ever happen before. I had never been to a medium. It was life-changing. It provided a whole bunch of peace. And while I was there were pamphlets to take classes. And I was like, well, that would be really great if I was able to learn how to do this in order to be able to connect with her and other people who I know who have passed away. So I kind of went in hardcore just thinking that that's what I would want to be able to do, is literally sit at home and be able to talk to her. That was the goal. But that's not what happened. Does that make sense?
Did you have any of those experiences when you're working for hospice?
I had some beautiful experiences, although they weren't personal to me. You could just feel the energy of the room. You can sense certain things. And people who are on hospice very often talk about travel. They might be nonverbal for a few days and then all of a sudden start saying things like, get me my keys. Where's my train ticket? I need my bag. I need to go. Which is reference to traveling, right? Like they're literally, their soul is getting ready to move in and out of body. They reach for people. They will see their mother. That's a very popular thing. But you could feel the energy in the room. And it was such a beautiful service, I thought, being part of that whole world. And so it wasn't personal to me, but watching other people and family members be able to see some really beautiful things. That's kind of like.
Were you comfortable to share any of that with the families, or you just kept it to yourself?
Well, I can't be quiet about certain things like that. And so I was always lucky in the sense that hospice is an elected service, and so the people who are on board are pretty much open anyway. And so you kind of know what you can say to whom, but most of the time people were wide open and found comfort and peace in getting those little last messages, which I really think are gifts for the family members, not the person who's getting ready to transition. Those little beautiful little nuggets of certain things, it's proof that everything is going to be okay.
Yep.
In my opinion.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah. I volunteered for hospice for a short time and I felt the same way, that any energy I felt or any comfort I can give was just to really be there for the family and maybe hold their hand and pat them on the shoulder or say something. And maybe they would say to me, how did you know I needed that right now?
Mhm.
And it was just because I didn't want to speak what I was feeling. I would just come in with that
Yeah.
extra attention. And
Yep.
yeah,
It's a beautiful service. It really is.
yeah, it is. It is absolutely
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
peaceful for the family.
Yeah, I think it's a gift. You
Yeah.
know, it takes a special kind of someone, to volunteer their services and time through hospice.
Yeah, it's
Well,
needed.
yeah, that's really kind. It's the families that are open.
Mhm.
We learn a lot from them, honestly.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
families that are open, because you embrace the family with hospice, not just the patient. And
Correct.
so that's
Right.
that's the really beautiful gift, that the whole family's on board and you get to be such an intimate part of their lives. So I always
Yeah.
felt like that was God's work.
It is. It is.
100%. Yeah.
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 So I wanted to ask you, but you may have answered it already. What is the most rewarding part of what you do? Is it being there for families when they need answers to times when someone's transitioning? Is it just helping anyone that comes in? What's a typical client that comes in? What do they need? What are they looking for? Like what's your typical client when they walk in your door?
So most of the time, I would say probably 90% of the time, people are hoping to connect to a specific loved one.
Mm.
I would say the rest of the time, people are just curious and open, just want to see what happens, just open to whatever happens. Most of the people who come to me at this point, I'm lucky enough that they've come to me before. And so over the years, it's like, you lose different people. And so
Mm-hmm.
to be able to be so connected and to try to connect them to somebody else who's passed, even if I've read for them and somebody else had come through in a previous reading, I always would have thought that that would have been the main thing, is being able to connect. But the feedback I get is that you provide me with hope. And so, which I'm not even really aware of that, because I feel like my job is to do the connecting. And I'm grateful for the feedback, because it is an honor to hear that. I feel so hopeful, or I felt hopeless. And I was afraid before, but now I'm not. Now I know that there's something on the other side. So that part is the best part.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And I think that is, part of that is channeling and opening up their spiritual eyes to see the gifts in front of them and to be able to assist them in greeting those gifts it has to be just as rewarding for you.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
And I learn from them.
Yeah.
I'm learning every day too.
Yep.
So, and I'm learning from heaven every day.
I love that. I love that when you refer to heaven and God. That's so amazing, because it's such a topic that never seems to mix together comfortably most times. So I'm so happy to hear you keep bringing that up, because again, that's how we feel. So
yeah. So sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
So sorry. I'm twisted. Okay.
Okay, flip it back the other way.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay.
No worries. So you had mentioned earlier that there's so much learning from heaven. Can you give us an example of that type of learning experience?
Yes, and so I learn from heaven every day, and I would say that heaven is a way more intelligent world than we are here. And I believe, and I always say, take what you like and leave the rest. My interpretation of how heaven has worked with me is that they exist right here in this world, not that they're in a far off place above the clouds where we can't access them. I believe now that heaven is a world that overlaps this world. And so they just travel at a faster frequency than we do. And they're very good at giving pictures for me, because that's something that I can decode emotionally. Like, they'll give me a picture to decode an emotion that goes with it, rather than give me the whole story, because I need to be able to connect with it quickly, right, in order to get the next piece of information. And so one of the best stories or pictures that they have ever given to me is, there are a lot of times that people that come to me will say, I feel like my loved one hasn't been around, or I feel like they haven't been present, and I need them, and I need to hear from them. And listen, it's never enough for us. I mean, it's never enough to hear.
You always need one more time.
More, of course. You want more and more and more.
Yeah.
But they will decode things for me in a way that is accessible for me to be able to understand. Now, I have boys who play football. Okay. And so I had a family member who was very upset that she hadn't heard from a loved one. And the message I got back from heaven was, well, heaven is sort of like a football stadium.
Mm.
And they said, you, the living, are on the field, right? You're on the field and you don't really leave the field. And we in heaven are in the tiers, right? There's different seats in a stadium. And sometimes you get really close seats to the field, and sometimes you get to be right on top. And sometimes you're a little bit further away. And then sometimes we're all the way up in the nosebleed section. But the message I got is, but that's when we are on a mission to do a service for God. Sometimes we're called to pull a 3-year-old out of the street. Sometimes we're asked to ride with a policeman on a night shift. Sometimes we have to, go into surgery with a surgeon, right? Who's had an all-nighter. And in those moments, we can't be on the field. And so we kind of move around, but we never leave the stadium. And so that was even for myself. So when I'm like, when I want to hear from the people who I love, I have to think to myself, all right, well, in this moment, they must be in the nosebleed section of the stadium, but they can see the field. They can see everything that's going on here. And when they can, they'll be close.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful description, because
I like it.
Yeah, I do too. I like that. I don't want to use the word analogy. I like description better, because what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling is, regardless of where you are positioned in that arena, that energy is whole. It's one.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And we're connected.
Yes.
We just can't be. And, heaven has work to do too. I mean, they have things that they need to reunite with people who they haven't seen, and they get to play and they get to, work and enjoy all the things that heaven has to offer. And they can't just be connected to us. Right.
We're not the only ones either.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And we're supposed to live in this reality until we meet with them again. And so, we're supposed to be able to live knowing that they are literally just on the other side of the door. I always say it's feels like almost like a sliding glass door. They're literally right there. They can see and feel and hear everything. They just can't be so intertwined in our physical reality.
Right.
So the way that you explain that they're in the upper tiers of the football stadium, when they come closer, do you think they come closer to us when we need them, when we call them, or there's just a mission that they observe that they need to come down? Because me and my other friend constantly say that we have equally lost a loved one, a cousin of ours, but she can't be with both of us at the same time. So when I feel her presence for a week straight, I'm like, she knows I need her. And then my other friend will be like, but I need her. So be done with her already so she can come back over to me. Do you believe that's really how it works? They go where they're needed?
I think they go where they need to be.
They need to be.
But I would just look at what you just said a little bit differently, because my experience has been that heaven can be with multiple people at the same time, just because they are interdimensional. Sometimes we feel them differently. So it doesn't mean that this cousin wouldn't be with you and your cousin, but maybe your cousin needs to feel them a little bit more, or your friend.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I forget what it was.
No, that's all right.
But interestingly enough, sometimes I really think I need to hear from somebody, but they're just present. And I am not fully aware of it because I want a sign, right? I want proof. I want a dragonfly. I want a sunset. I want a song, all the same things, right? But sometimes I'll get visits that I was like, oh, I wasn't even thinking about you. Oh, well, I'm so glad there's not even anything special going on right now. And so I think that's when heaven can come, because I think that they have other missions to do also. And they come when they can.
Yeah. And that's why I asked, do you think they come when they observe we need them, or when we think we need them? Because that's two totally different things. Because you said, we need them all the time.
I think when you really need them, especially grief or hard times, absolutely, they will let you know that they're around.
Yeah.
And supporting you. I mean, that's what heaven is, love and support.
Yeah.
For sure.
So you went back and forth saying that when you were a child, and then Gina had asked you about all the years in between. When did you know this is what I'm meant to do? This is my God-given gift. I need to give back and I need to help people. This is something I need to do. And not just I hear this once in a while. I hear
Yeah.
that. When did you know this is what you were meant to do?
To do professionally, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So when I went to take these classes, I don't know if it's just because I didn't have anything to lose, but things just kind of clicked for me. Maybe I trusted more than other people, or maybe it just kind of worked. I don't know. I don't really know how I got so lucky, but in a classroom, it just kind of, maybe because I wasn't afraid. I don't know what it was.
And what were the classes? Just to open up your intuition more?
Yeah, so I ended up taking psychic development first,
Okay.
just because, how to work with color, and how to, kind of open up your psychic gifts, which are just like the gifts that are of not the five senses, right? So it's extra sensitive, right? And I would play these games with my kids because my kids were little at the time. So I would be like, I'm thinking of a color. Like this would just be a way that we could connect telepathically.
Mhm.
I'm thinking of a color. Can you feel it? If I like send you the color in my mind, we called it send me because they were like 3 and 5. They were little. So I'm going to send you a color. I'm going to send you a word. I'm going to send you a number between 1 through 10, like this kind of thing. And that's kind of how it started, but then it rolled into psychic development 2, and then it rolled into introduction to mediumship 1, and that's where I really fell in love with it. Because I really loved connecting people to their loved ones, just because there is such a sense of relief. The psychic stuff was fun, but the mediumship stuff was just more profound, because there are some really, really, really sad stories out there.
Yeah.
And being able to bring just even a little bit of hope and peace and connection.
Peace to people. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So it just kind of grew from there, literally by accident. I wasn't really looking for it. It just kind of happened. And then I was like, you know what? I like playing with heaven every day. And at this point, I must feel more connected to them than the living half the time.
So let me ask you this. Do you turn it on and off, or is it always on?
That's a great question. And I get that one a lot.
Yeah.
I was trained that you should not be on all the time. And I kind of take that one really to heart, probably because of the hospice background, HIPAA, you don't interfere or cross boundaries. So for me, I will only be quote unquote on if I'm working, because I feel like you need to be invited into heaven. And I feel like you shouldn't just barge in. I feel like there's a respect there. And as long as the person who you're working with signed on to be able to do this work with you, I don't feel like I should be intruding on heaven in the same way I wouldn't want them intruding on my space when I'm not working. It's just kind of a mutual respect.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're not working, who are you? Who's Stacey behind the scenes when she's not psychic? You're the football mom.
I'm a football mom, but I am a friend to a great group of girls, and we love to have a good time. And I love to dance, and I love music, and I do love football, and I love my boys, but I love a girl connection, like just hanging out with the girls, because I have 4 sons. And so it kind of like it is a break from that. And none of my friends are interested in anything that I do at all. Like they're so not interested.
It's always the way, right?
Yeah. Just so much. So it's just fun, Yeah. I'd love to have a good time.
Good.
Yeah. When I met you, I felt that we had a good connection. And I felt that was just a fun, good time.
Yeah, for sure.
We all need that.
Yeah. We'll have to do it again.
Of course. Yes. We're going out for drinks. Gina, you coming?
Yes.
Yes. So where do you see yourself going with this spiritual path? Like what's next for you? Or you just go with the flow every day? This is what I do. And when it opens up, it opens up. If not, this is what I do. That's it.
So up until this point, because I'm going on my 13th year, I think, it's very tiring, just because it's very hard being without a coworker and not having somebody to be like, that was a hard one. How'd we do? Or,
oh, wow, okay.
I wish you could have picked up on that. Or what else could I have said? Like that's the hard part. And I have my own life. And so if people have an appointment and they're excited about it, whatever's going on in my personal life doesn't really matter. So if I'm having a thing, I still have to show up, and I have to show up 100%. Right. And so they've been waiting and they're excited, and I have to show up. So that part is the hardest part, as far as like, I don't have a coworker to kind of like bounce ideas off of, or to share the work.
You got God. You got the angels.
Right. Yes.
No better coworker than that.
True. But it is everybody who comes to you is sad. And so, when you're doing social work and you're doing therapy, which was the different part of my life, outside of hospice, clients grow with you and they give back to you. Right. And so it's a back and forth. But when you're doing a reading, you're on the entire time and the client is just sitting there receiving all the information. Right. So you do that over and over and over again. You have to show up. You have to show up. You have to produce, and it's wonderful, and it's an honor to be able to do it. But it takes a toll. It's very tiring, and so I have my prayer, because I do set an intention every single day before every client comes here. I do say a prayer saying to God that I will do this work as long as you see me fit for the job. And if things start to like taper off and my readings aren't strong, or if I'm struggling, I'll back out and I'll do something else. But for right now, I'm going to do it until it's time to not. I'm just going to follow his lead. He hasn't steered me in the wrong direction yet. And so I'll do it until it's time to not.
So is that how you clear yourself and rejuvenate yourself, with prayer, or do you have any other rituals?
I literally have an ongoing prayer all day long from the time I wake up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. Because I know all different types of healers have different rituals.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they pray or use sage or their crystals or a ceremony. Everybody has a different comfort zone. I basically ask Archangel Michael for protection every day. I feel like I'm protected, and he keeps me from all that negativity and only brings me positive. But what you do is pretty intense at times. So I didn't know if you had a special ritual to prepare or to pull back from it at the end of the day.
I do light a candle, and I do say a prayer before every session. And I work from my house, and so I do ask every day, if this person isn't of God or from God, please don't let them in my home. And so, when all of a sudden somebody cancels, I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. There's
something happens.
Your answer. Absolutely.
I've been same with St. Michael. St. Michael is my number one guide too. But I've been very, very blessed, and basically prayer all day, and that's it.
Do you ever feel like during anybody's session, you have to call in angels or, extra guides, or you're like, I need help with this one, and you physically call on a specific angel?
Yes, I have done that. Always Archangel Michael, God,
yes,
Jesus,
mm-hmm.
The Blessed Mother, and Saint Michael. And I've also called on my loved ones who've passed, who've been like, I'm having a little bit of a hard time here, Mom. Like, can you help me out?
Or team, yeah.
Or my cousin Greg, who was like a brother to me, who had a great sense of humor. I'm like, can you help lighten this up, buddy? Like,
oh wow, I love that.
That's beautiful.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. That's great. So that you have your own spirit team as well as the angelic realm.
Yes.
And God and Mother Mary. I call her Mother Mary as well very often, because I say she's the ultimate mother, caring for all of us. So when we need that extra nurturing to help nurture someone else, who better to call than her, right?
Agreed.
Oh.
And there's a lot of sad mothers out there, and there's a lot of grieving mothers out there. And so for those readings, I asked for her assistance too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Because as their mothers, they need their Blessed Mother's comfort and love, and they need to feel that in order to heal whatever it is that's hurting them.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a gentle energy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's so much beauty around what you do, but there's also a lot of misconceptions. So what's the biggest misconception that you hear that you'd want to clear up, like right now, for our listeners? What's not true about psychics and mediums?
Okay, so it's a good question. I do feel like some psychics get a bad rap, as in this is like a show, right? As in it's hokey or a scam. And there are those out there. I've encountered them. And so people that are not in it for the right reason. So there's definitely that. I think people don't know how beautiful mediumship can be. And how much closure there can be for people. And, I've done readings where people didn't know how somebody passed, where there's been sort of like an unanswered question, like, if somebody was on a battlefield in Afghanistan, like what happened, like those kind of things. And so being able 9/11, like being able to answer some of those questions in a very delicate and beautiful way. So that part feels literally like an honor to be able to have
Yes, it
that,
is.
right?
It is.
But the misconception, I don't think, I don't think people realize how religious we can be too. And I feel like there is in, it's like braided. That's the way I always feel like my relationship with God is braided into the mediumship. And I can't do, me personally, I can't do this work without talking about God. It's the essence of this entire thing.
Yes.
And so for me, people know when they come here. I mean, I have angels in this
I
entire
see that. They're
room.
absolutely
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
like,
Absolutely beautiful.
yeah, the whole room is filled with angels. But I wouldn't do this work if I couldn't talk about him. And so even as a kid, that was, God was my thing. And I knew that I had to do some kind of work where I'd be able to talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever feel like you have to go up to someone and give them a message? Like if someone's just passing you on the street or they walk into your office and you're like, oh, I got to tell them. No?
I don't, because I think that grief is private.
Okay.
And that's just me. I would not go up to somebody, and I don't know if I would like it if somebody came up to me. I would probably be freaked out. That's just a boundary I'm not comfortable with. But I do know people who've received those messages and are comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's just a me thing.
Okay.
I remember one time, this is years ago. I had just moved to the location that I'm at now, and I went food shopping. And so I was becoming familiar with the grocery store's layout. And I was looking for thin chicken cutlets, right? And I could not find them. And I'm just standing there, I have the cart, and I'm looking and I'm looking, and I'm going top shelf, in a methodical order, just to make sure I didn't miss them. This woman walks up to the right of me and she goes, the thinly sliced chicken is over here.
What?
And I looked at her like to your point, Stacey, I was just like, whoa, I was taken back. And I was like,
I started asking her what the lotto numbers were at that point.
I just was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's great.
After she left, I was like, oh, that was weird, right? But I was like, how did she read my energy so openly and so specific? It wasn't just like, oh, the chicken section is over here. She knew I was looking for the thin chicken cutlets.
I think that's great. I love that. So I was going to ask you that, Stacey. Did spirit ever show up for you in an unexpected way? Like for Gina, that's like a chicken cutlet, really? But did you ever have an experience where it was so unexpected to you?
Well, yes, but without my knowing. So this is a bit of a personal story, if you don't mind.
Not at all. We love it.
My uncle had passed away, and I was going to his funeral, and it was the same day as my son's class trip. My son, so I have 4 boys, so he's my middle. My two younger ones are twins. So my middle guy,
bless you,
who was in 5th grade at the time, and I don't even know why I said it. I said, because it was raining in the morning, it was supposed to clear up, and I was like, Liam, I have to go to Uncle Frank's funeral. Do you want to come with me, or do you want to go on the class trip? And he's like, I'll come. I don't know why he said that. I don't know why I asked him. We're in the church, and then my phone started blowing up because there had been a very bad bus accident. And sadly, a student and a teacher had passed away in this accident. And so I do not know how we were totally removed from that, because it was a very traumatic event for this 5th grade class. And so there were other injuries that went on, and I just don't even know how. I don't know what made me say it. I don't know what made him say yes.
Yes. Wow,
but he was literally removed from all of the drama and the trauma of the entire day. And so it was a long road for his classmates.
Sure.
But he was literally removed from all of it. So I don't know how or why that happened. And sadly, I did have parents say to me, did you sense something? Is there a reason why he wasn't here? Parents who were suffering. And so I didn't get any clue about any of that. I don't know how we were removed from that, but stuff like that has happened my whole life.
Yeah.
You were protected from knowing. It protected you and your family, but also the knowing, so you wouldn't have that on your head, that guilt that your children are spared. So I think that was a gift you were given.
Yeah.
Well,
that's hard though. It's still hard to live with, but in that case, there was somebody looking out for us. And I would say maybe it was Uncle Frank, maybe it was him. Maybe he was the one that kind of had us in the church at his service instead of.
Would that have been his personality? Like, how did you know right away it was Uncle Frank? Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you.
So when someone does come to you, whether it's your family or for someone else that you're reading, do you feel their energy of who they were instantly? Like you said, you get messages and you get pictures. Do you feel the energy of that person, their personality, their soul, their heart? Like, does that come into you?
So for when I'm working for someone, you mean?
Yeah. Like when you're reading someone, or even if they come, like your family member comes in, like, how do you know it's Frank? Do you feel his energy?
So I can't read my own family. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
I have to go to a medium to get my own messages, to hear from my own loved ones. So that's why I always say I never take for granted what it's like. But when I am working for somebody else, it's the personality that you get to feel first. And that's how we can validate who they are.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
You actually feel that person.
Yes. So that's how heaven has decided to work with me. I feel first. And then we'll hear and see pictures. But if we do a session, you'll see it becomes a little animated. But
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. When you actually are going to be in the body of that person and act like they acted. I've had readings like that, and I think that's amazing because then I truly know that's my loved one in front of me.
Yeah. It's a trust thing. You got to let them in, and they got to feel comfortable communicating with you too.
Yeah. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
So speaking of readings, you have an audience member who is very excited to be able to receive a reading from you. And I'd like to bring her on board.
Sure.
Great.
Yeah, bring her on.
Okay. Welcome, Kristen.
Hi, Kristen.
Welcome.
Kristen, this is Stacey.
Hi, Kristen.
Want to come off mute?
Hi, Stacey. Nice to meet you.
There you
Hey,
are.
how are you, cutie?
I'm good. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Have you done this before, Lovey?
I've done a podcast with Grace and Gina, and I've done different readings before. So I'm super excited on multiple levels right now.
Awesome. Are we going to play?
I'm here for it.
Yeah. Okay, great. So have you had a mediumship reading before, love?
Yes.
Okay. In a one-on-one like this?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So you're sort of familiar with the process.
Yes.
Okay. We're new to each other. So I always like to start by explaining my process if you have a minute, just so that you'll know what you can expect. Not all mediums work the same.
Okay.
I am predominantly clairsentient, which means clear feeling. So most of the information I get is I'm going to get over my central nervous system and over my body. So I just want to set it up for you, how it's going to look. Okay. When I work, my gentlemen are always on my right and my females are always on my left.
Okay.
I can't control who comes through or in what order, love. Okay. And so I just want you to know that you may see me move around a little bit. You can ask questions if you want to. Okay. And I'm going to jump right in if this is okay. Okay.
Jump right in.
Okay. I'm going to jump in water just because this work makes me thirsty.
I've been talking out loud to all my people today. Like, you all better come through.
Okay, I don't know about all. Let's no, hold on. I do want to start with my guys though. Okay, so I'm going to start with my gentleman first.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay. I'm very excited for this.
Okay. So first thing I do is I cough. Okay. When I cough, Lovey, that means illness or something going on with the physical body. He actually gives me a sense of humor for him. And I don't think he believes in this process at all. And it's almost like I got to work my way in with him. Although he is closing up my throat, which usually is a sign for him not being able to give you a proper goodbye. Does that make sense, my love? Yeah. So he doesn't give a shit about anybody else who's in this room. Okay. So I do curse a little bit. So he wants to talk first, if that's okay with you. Okay. Would it make sense if I said that this gentleman is very talkative?
It would make very much sense. It would very much indeed.
Who is this to you, Pumpkin?
This is I'm believing it's my grandfather on my mother's side.
Yep. Young and strong in personality?
Yes.
Okay. Would it make sense if I said that this has been a tumultuous 2 years? Okay. Tumultuous
Yes.
2 years. He kind of gave it to me as tumbly. So he didn't like that I said tumultuous. He's making me change it. He said tumultuous sounds too deep. Okay. So almost like it's been too tumbly. And would it make sense if I said that something significant happened to you in August? Or something significant to the family? I literally got the feeling that somebody was blindsided by something.
Okay. We were blindsided by something, and how much information do you want me to give? Because
Well, just a yes or no.
yes, I like I can tie to August to
Okay.
like blindsided with August. I can understand. I can put them together if I yes.
Okay. Now, would it make sense if I said, though, you really want to hear from a female?
Yes, it would.
Because that's what he just said. So he's telling me that he's shutting the door and that I need to turn this way. Is that
Yes.
okay, Lovey? And that
That's
you need a hug from her.
yes.
That's what he's saying. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to my lady side. Okay.
Okay.
All I feel is all of this emotion, and I literally want to put you in my lap. Okay. For this female, would it make sense if I said you got to be there for the end?
Yes, it
That's
would.
last breath. Okay, that's what she's giving me as last breath. Is this your mama? That's what she's saying. I'm so sorry, Lovey. I understand the loss of a mother. She does not want to talk about her passing, though. Okay, she is like hot stuff.
No, I believe
the
that.
the boss. What's her name?
Dolores.
Dolores. Okay. She wants to run the show. Okay, so she's kind of done with him being here. Would it make sense if I said, Lovey, that she is a lady of faith?
Yeah.
Does someone have a 2-year-old?
Yeah. Yeah. Somewhere in my yes. Sure. Somewhere in our family, there's a 2-year-old. Not immediately directly in me.
Is it a grandchild of hers?
My son was around 2, 3 years old when she passed away.
Okay. Is the son a piece of work?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say this like scutchy but lovable. Scutchy but lovable.
Okay. Yes.
Does it make sense?
Yes, because okay, his hair is really long, and it's been really long because she directed it that way, and we haven't been able to cut it. And I finally cut it the other night, so this is all coming together really. Okay, so I finally like took a big chunk off the other night, and it's yes.
Well, he's only going to grow it long again anyway.
I know
That's
it's not even short. Okay.
But I'm not just saying this because she is the grandmother. Like, this is a beautiful boy. Like, he's stunning beautiful.
He is.
Yeah, everybody says it. That's what she's saying. I'm just curious, Kristen. I want to make sure that I'm not switching communicators, so I just want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Did mom have stuff going on in the heart?
She had a lot of yes.
The stuff was going on in the heart. Yeah.
No. Well, it was yeah. It was all of it.
Do you want to know where her ring is, or you're wearing her ring?
Oh no, I'm wearing her ring.
Okay. Okay.
But there's so much about. Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry, babe. She actually is quite a character, and I really enjoy her energy, to be quite honest with you. Is there a joke about her haunting you?
Yes.
Okay.
All the time. Yes.
And were you afraid she wasn't going to come in today?
Absolutely was.
It's like, absolutely not. I was definitely, I heard the demands.
I kind of threatened her a little bit.
You know what, love? I don't know what this means, but for some reason, and I think this is about you personally, and so she kind of wants me to wrap it up in a bow and not say anything she's made herself like a superhero cape for your life. Like if you need a cape to be some kind of superwoman, superhero, it is her. Literally, she is the cape for you. And she's insisting, although you already know it, I would say that you know that she is literally around for everything, partly because she doesn't want to miss it, right? So it's like she doesn't want to miss it. So she's definitely there. I have a ton of ladybugs. Ladybugs for me are a little strong. You know, ladybugs are tough because they have a strong shell to protect their wings. A lot of people love the butterfly, as do I, because they mean transformation. But a ladybug is a strong little thing that's got a tough shell to support to protect her wings.
They're all over my house, by the way. In the bedroom.
Right
In
now?
Yes, all over the front
In
porch.
November?
They're everywhere. There's ladybugs all over the place.
She
Well,
made herself known, that's for sure.
that is a sign from her. And I think this is actually a suggestion. Actually, I think your mom believes in angels too, or you do. Okay, because I don't know if you have a necklace that's angel wings, and if you don't, you need to get them.
Okay.
Okay, it's literally angel wings on a necklace, which is kind of unique for me. I'm not really familiar with that. And she's making me hiccup a little bit. Is something now in November, birthday or anniversary?
Well, yeah, my dad's birthday was last week.
Happy birthday. That's the hiccup.
He's a hiccup.
You know what's so weird? I just want to tell, this is odd. I don't usually feel like this, but she's making my hands freezing cold, and I actually think your hands are cold. And I think she is literally holding your hands right now, because this is proof that she's in two places at one time, right? She's here, but also with you. And so there's something about your hand feeling weird, or one being colder than the other, and she's literally holding on to them.
Okay.
And has
Working tomorrow?
What was that? Can you validate that, love? Kristen, does that make sense?
I'm like nervous, like when you're like hot and cold at the same time, and I keep touching my hands, and
Just pay attention because they feel like different temperatures.
yeah,
Okay?
it doesn't. Yeah, it's like they feel hot, but when I touch like my fingers together, they're cold.
Do you also have a daughter?
Kind of.
Depends on how you look at it. I am my younger sister.
Okay. Who you're caring for?
Basically, I'm not caring for her, but she's an extension of me as I.
You are.
Yep. So, but this is your mother's daughter also.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Because I just want to say she's very focused on her eyes. I don't know why. She's focused on your sister's eyes.
She just had laser surgery done. My mom's been telling her for years to get it done, and she finally did it.
Woohoo! And sister's very different than you. I mean, you two are totally different ends of the spectrum. And did you make fun of your mom's clothes, or you didn't love her fashion style?
No, I told her, Mom, I'm getting rid of all your stuff. If you don't come through, I have too much stuff.
She got the joke. She got the joke. She got the joke. I'm just gonna ask something because
Okay.
Do we have another minute, guys? I just have to ask something. Kristen, did one of your friends also lose a sister?
I lost my cousin passed away, and we were very close growing up. We were close later on.
Was that tragic, Pumpkin?
Yes.
Yeah. She's also here, but she's like on the other side of your mom. So she's just here for the party, just to say hi, but she's not here to take the microphone, but she's here. And your mom's kind of bringing her in, kind of thing. But your mom really wants to be the portrait of today and tell you how very much she loves you.
Thank you.
And I got to tell you something. Because my job ethically, I have to say what I hear. I am not allowed to say anything else, and I would never do what heaven. I don't want heaven mad, right, at me. So I'm always going to say. So I'm always going to trust that this is an okay thing. But I need for you to know that I want you to have peace when I say this. Okay, she's making sure that I say it this way. For as much as you miss her, she is the mother. She misses you 100 times more. And that doesn't mean that she's not okay. And that doesn't mean that she's not at rest, but she is magnifying what you feel because she's the parent 100 times more. And she's telling me you actually like that she feels that way.
I do.
But with so much love.
I believe so.
But with so much love, honey. So much love to you from her.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was amazing, Stacey. Amazing.
It was so good. It was everything I wanted to hear.
Yeah, meant to be, love. And thank you so much for being open, and thank you for sharing them with me. But listen, this grandpa or great grandpa?
Grandpa.
Yeah, he gets the credit for opening the door because he kind of kicked the door in, which just
all
means
right. We got to give
here
him credit then.
But the mama,
give him credit.
Yeah,
I give him credit.
Okay.
So much love, my friend.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey.
Bye, guys.
Bye, babe.
That was amazing. Absolutely
It was so good. It was everything.
So
Beautiful. Thank you, Stacey.
Thank
You're
you
welcome.
so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much for sharing all your wisdom, your energy, and your love, because I felt it through the whole time we're on here. And then especially for Kristen, because Kristen's mom is mine and Gina's cousin. And we know everything you were saying was so true about her heart, about Kristen's heart. And I could feel the love coming out of you to be able to express that to her. So that's amazing for all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for those kind words and the validation.
Thanks, Kristen. Yeah.
Thank you, Stacey.
So before we close, Stacey,
yes,
do you have any messages for Grace or I?
Oh, like from heaven, you mean?
Sure.
Gina, is your father passed?
Yes.
Was something going on with the head or the brain?
We weren't sure.
Because that's what he's kind of giving me, although he's not so sure about this process at all. And I almost feel like he's a little guarded with me. He might find me a little too animated. I respect that. I respect it. Okay. But I have to just ask, Levy, were you the last one to talk to him?
The night before he passed, I was, but Mom was with him the day of.
Okay, because he's giving it to me that I heard you. Okay. I need for you to know that he actually has a good sense of humor, but I had to earn it. He wasn't just going to give it to me, and so that's fine. So much love, and stay on this path. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it means podcast world or something else, but I kind of feel like he's kind of giving me not big strides, but like inch by inch, it's a cinch, like little steps. Stay on this path. And then he kind of shows me one big, huge sun at the end of the path.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So stay where you are. Okay. And just stay one foot in front of the other. He actually just showed me Michael Jackson's Beat It video. No, Billie Jean, where it lights up.
Oh, yes.
Is that it?
Yeah.
So just stay. Because the path will light up for you. Just follow the light.
Thank you.
Okay.
Follow the light.
Thank you.
Yes.
I
That's
love it.
Daddy.
Thank you.
That's great. I love that too.
So Grace, I know about your mom, right?
Yes.
So I was actually ready for your mom, but it's the cousin that actually came back in. So I actually thought your mom was going to come in because I met her once, right? And but it's actually the cousin. Right. The cousin is Kristen's mom.
Yes.
Okay. What's her name? Oh, Dolores.
Dolores.
Okay. I do not know what this is about, but she is hugging you. But I feel like there's no words. It's just hugging you with immense gratitude. I don't know what you did. I don't know how you showed up. I don't know what this is, but it's an embrace like I can't even put into words.
Thank you.
and a promise to never let you down. Ask and I'll do what I can.
I believe her. I believe
But
her. Thank you.
it's just this. She's like, I don't have the words. I think it was a thank you for before and after. I think it's before and after her passing.
Okay.
But
Kristen and I just spoke yesterday about her mom was in the hospital for 6 months and very sick and very unhappy. And she said the only time I ever saw her smile or speak was when you came to visit. And she said, thank you for giving us that gift as well as her. We just spoke about it yesterday. And I try my best to be there for her family, her children, her grandchildren, the best I can now. And I'm always talking to her.
She said, you are. It's not your best. You are.
You.
And she's literally grateful. I do have to say, she feels a little private. Like she doesn't really want to focus on being not well. That almost feels like,
yeah, I know.
Like
Sorry,
a little bit vanity, but in a good way. Like
yes.
like in a good way. She's very much back to being in this physically strong
I'm glad.
body. She feels like a character.
She is. She is.
And very content in heaven. And I feel like I have to say that, like, she earned heaven. She earned her spot in heaven, and it is a paradise for her, but her connection to earth is still very, very, very strong.
Yes.
So
we feel it. And I want to add one thing. When you said to Kristen, you're a superhero, she began to cry. I began to cry because, again, in that conversation we had last night, I said, I feel like your mom is telling you you're the superhero of the family now, because she said, what do I do without my mother? And I said, you're doing it. You're the superhero. I tell you, you have a cape on, you're taking care of your family. You're the superhero. So I just was like,
validation.
Yeah,
validation.
Absolutely. So beautiful.
Oh,
beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for her. Thank you for me. Thank you for Gina. These messages were absolutely beautiful. Touched my heart. Thank you.
Thank you for your open energy and all the love you guys brought forth. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Stacey, for being here.
Thanks so much. I hope we get to play again.
We will. We'll come and see you. We will.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
But before we say goodnight, I always like to remind our audience as well as ourselves that when we speak out in the world, let's remember 3 principles. Is it necessary? Is it kind? Is it true? Think about it. Good night. Till next time.
Amen. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Good night.